The Riddler has dropped so much information in the last 24 hours talking about the Pokedex in Scarlet and Violet and new regional forms. Let's break it all down. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka A-Drive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we're looking at the Chinese Riddler and a ton of information that has surfaced in the last couple days about the Scarlet and Violet riddles and leaks for the month of May. If you've been following along, the Riddler has indicated there is going to be a new theme every single month. They've given us some clarity on that. They've also given us some clarity on these potential regional forms. We've got some other images that have surfaced that we're gonna break down in this video, so you don't wanna miss out. Make sure you guys like the video if you enjoy, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below helping us solve these riddles if you have any further ideas. If you haven't heard yet, I'm doing a massive giveaway. In fact, our biggest giveaway ever, and it takes you guys 10 seconds to enter. All you have to do is check the link in the description below, add the online shopping tool browser extension to your desktop browser, which is gonna save you money by finding you coupons and the best deals online when you're shopping. And you're gonna add $5 to our prize giveaway pool for the end of May, and I'm gonna do a massive giveaway at that time. Our prize pool is already at over $2,200. So every single time one of you guys installs it to your desktop, we add $5 to the top of that. Maybe I'm giving away a car, but we'll definitely give away some switches and much, much more. So make sure you guys install the browser for free right now. Check the link in the description below. It legit takes 2 seconds and you're gonna save money. It's a no-brainer. What are you waiting for? All right, so the Riddler has come out and said, I'm still considering how to arrange teasers about brand new Pokemon because it's gonna take too much risk if I couldn't deal with them properly. Generation 9 has too many creative and cool designs, so maybe you need to wait for a while. And what I think the Riddler is saying here is, hey, listen, Gen 9 has some really cool ideas. It's got some really creative designs. If I do these riddles and I'm not careful, I could be, found out, or I could be caught, or maybe I cross the line and go too far. I think obviously as someone who is having an inside connection here, they're trying to be mindful of the information that they share. When they release a riddle, they're not really gonna get caught, because you could always just say, oh, I don't know, I just made it up, you know what I mean? But we know this guy's legit, right? So he's trying to keep himself safe from any sort of potential legal repercussions. But I find the big takeaway here is that the Riddler, who has been pretty negative, right? Like, pretty negative about BDSP, pretty negative about Legends Arceus, said it was a good game, but like they got bored of it or whatever. Saying that Gen 9 has very creative and cool designs, that is probably a really good sign. That's a very, very good sign coming from the Riddler. So this is probably one of the best takeaways. Very exciting information here. They then go on to say that the theme of March is the gimmick, while for April being the mascot. But if they repeated the Legends Arceus box cover design, don't blame me, you know what mascot means. So I think what he's saying here, and we're gonna actually make another video later this week, kind of going back to March and April. I think for now, we're gonna kind of keep the topic focused on May, which is the most recent riddles. But I think now that we know that March was the gimmick, April was the mascot, which is probably the legendaries, right? Or the third legendaries or whatever it's gonna be. Also saying, hey, listen, if they don't put them on the cover, don't come to me. If you remember, Legends Arceus did not have Arceus really on the cover. You have, Mount Coronet, and you have, kind of the trainers sitting with a handful of different Pokemon kind of staring out, in a much different cover than what we've seen from previous Pokemon games. So we'll have to see what the cover arts ultimately look like for Scarlet and Violet. So again, the Riddler says the theme for this month is RF. Could you figure out these two new RF? And I find that to be absolutely nuts, because they are basically coming out and saying, we're talking regional forms this month, and they've given us two instances, two pictures that are hinting towards new regional forms. So these are our new riddles. The first one, of course, is the bull one. That's the one we've talked about over the last couple days, indicating a bull, a matador, something to do with the number 3, because there's 3 bulls. There's a number 1, 2, and 5. A lot of people are thinking that this has something to do with Tauros, potentially getting a regional evolution. Some people were thinking, a baby Pokemon for Tauros and Bufalon and Miltank, because 1, 2, and 5 are the generations that those particular Pokemon were introduced. So there's some theories around that. But ultimately, a lot of people are thinking that's something to do with Tauros, right? Tauros has 3 tails, so maybe people are thinking that the 3 bulls maybe has to do with the Tauros. We'll have to wait and see. But I found this interesting. Shanky posted this on Reddit. They said they found it on Twitter and said, I wonder if this is a new regional form for Snubbul. Centro means puppy. Pink pants on the particular Matador, which I think is worth mentioning. The Matador having the pink pants, I think, is very relevant to the picture, by the way. Snubbul obviously is a pink puppy Pokemon. Snubbul has the word bull in it, which could be kind of the riddle to throw it off. And what if the numbers on the second, so that aside makes a lot of sense, right? This idea that maybe this is actually kind of a curveball and has nothing to do with Tauros, but rather it has to do with Snubbul getting a regional form. Central being Puppy, the pink pants, the pink Pumpy Pokemon. It's got the word bull in it. What does the 3 have? I don't know. Maybe it gets an evolution. Maybe Grand Bull gets its evolution. Why? That's, you know, the third line of that Pokemon maybe. But then they go on to say, what if the numbers on the second picture represents its new typing and looks at hexadecimal, which breaks out purple and pink, which would be poison and fairy, which would be a really cool typing for Snubbul. Snubbul getting poison and fairy would be a very cool typing as a new form. I think that there's still a lot to be figured out with this bull image here. I think that's a really cool theory. We know that the two images are not tied together, and now I'm going to talk about the second image here in a second, because the Riddler indicates that it's 2 regional forms. So we can assume that one image, the bull, is 1, and then the kind of all the numbers and letters is a second riddle in itself. So the second riddle is this image with like a 3, a 2, 4, 5 question marks, and then what could be some sort of hexadecimal codes that we're kind of trying to break down. I saw some really cool posts, this one from Chick Philbay, saying that if you add the hexadecimals between the big numbers, you get Mantine's national dex number. There's nothing for 175, but that could be its Scarlet's and Violet number. I also think the big numbers are the generations it could be from, which I think is kind of interesting as well, where Mantine takes place in the different generations. I think this image actually makes a lot of sense at its kind of ground form, and I can actually see Mantine getting a regional form. That's a Pokemon that I would envision them targeting for sure. So that's not something that I'd be super surprised about. I also saw some other posts talking about maybe Tentacool getting a new form. It seemed very much so out there though. They were saying like, oh, this is the route Tentacle's found on, and this number means this. It was a way more far-fetched than this Mantine thought. So I'm thinking Mantine is a solid guess right now. I think right now with these numbers, there's still a lot to be uncoded. I don't know if we necessarily have any sort of concrete idea of what these numbers could mean and what Pokemon they're hinting towards. But hopefully we'll get some insight on this sooner than later. But we now know that May's theme is regional forms, and we have 2 riddles for the regional forms. Is the first one about Snubbul, or is it about Tauros or something else? Is the second one about Mantine or Tentacool or something else? Those numbers are a little confusing, so I'll keep an eye on the forums and kind of the posts and Soul Silver and kind of everybody who's been talking about this stuff and see if we get any closer to solving these riddles. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. And while all that's been going on, there's been a few different images that have surfaced of potential leaked Pokemon, which I'm going to address right now. The first one is this Chinchou form art. Then you've got this really cool, I don't even know what it is. It's got like the 2 eyes on its arms and like kind of the curly red going above it. It's like some sort of a flower. And then last but not least looks to be depicted as an evolution. This has been pretty much confirmed to be fake. I'm not sure if the artist has actually come out and said, yes, this is fake, but it's pretty much considered to be fake in the community. I don't think anyone has really, you know, is looking at this and thinking it's real. So I would not expect this to be real. I just wanted to bring it to you. And the next one is, we talked about this Pineapple Oddish a little while ago, and it seems as though a new image has surfaced of a Gloom, actually, a Gloom evolution of the Pineapple Oddish. What's interesting though is it came with a post saying that there's no Vileplume in this form. It's a new evolution when exposed to a special type of berry. Blossom's alternate form, it has a new stone and a music themed item. But I will say this individual on Twitter, the Scarlet Herring, has said that they made the leak and it's fake, so they're gonna potentially make more you know, leaks in the future. The thing I will say is I'm not convinced, first of all, that the Scarlet Herring actually made this. I have a feeling that this person might be taking credit for other people's leaks, but I do think that the Oddish and the Gloom are probably fake, right? Like, I'm gonna go out on a limb. As much as I think the Oddish is wonderful, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think it's fake at this point, so don't hold your breath on this one. Again, they're saying that it's fake. I'm not convinced that Scarlet Herring is actually the artist. I think they're just taking credit for somebody else's work, but I think it is fake nonetheless, so that's kind of where we're at with this. So that's everything you need to know to get you caught up on the Riddler and everything going on for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We'll keep an eye out over the next couple days about these riddles and see if anyone's able to crack the code or if the Riddler speaks once again. But a lot of positive information, 2 regional form variants that we know are coming. Good insight about the fact that the Riddler thinks, at least, that the designs are cool and unique and creative for Scarlet and Violet, which is very exciting. I think May is the month that we potentially get that trailer for Scarlet and Violet to maybe reveal covered legendaries or whatever they're gonna reveal. I think we're due for some news, hopefully, so we'll see if we can get the name of the region at the very least. And don't forget to download the online shopping tool extension. You're crazy if you don't. Seriously, you add $5 to our total. We're at over $2,200 raised so far for that, and I'm gonna give it all away. Every single person who downloads it installs it for free. Not only are you saving money with coupons and finding the best deals online, but it's going into the crazy giveaway prize pool for the end of the month. Don't miss out. Like the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and that's gonna be that for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by A-Drive, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.